channel. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Today I'm going to do a labor and delivery video of what happened with my labor and delivery, obviously. Start off with like the day that I went to the doctors. I went to the doctors, I believe, the 22nd. They took my blood pressure, my urine, they took my blood, you know, and I did not have, ran me for diabetes, high blood pressure, all of that. And of course, high blood pressure came back. Everything else came back negative, meaning I do not have anything. They took my blood pressure 3 times. It was very severe. It was 142 over 112. The first 2 times. The third time it was already 157 over 135. Therefore, my doctor was sending me to the hospital with a referral saying, look, she needs to get monitored, and that's what I did. And it was only supposed to be for 12 hours. Of course, that did not happen. I ended up staying overnight. In there, they gave me magnesium to calm down because within 3 hours of being at the hospital, I was not swollen, but my blood pressure had rose to 167 over 132, I want to say 31, around that. They ended up giving me a medicine called magnesium. Well, like, my blood pressure was not budging. It just got higher and higher. I was already at like 180 something over 150 something, I don't know, but it was really, really high. That I know it was like in 180s, that's for sure. Felt sick, you know, like usual. My doctor said it was normal, you know. I'm thinking, hey, look, like, I'm fine. That night, they put me on the magnesium, and then the following morning, they were like, look, we're gonna induce you, and you're able to take that medicine every 12 hours. They're able to put it inside you. So that's what they did. They did it. I only opened up to a centimeter and a half, I believe. And then, you know, 12 hours passed. They were like, look, we're gonna put another one in because you only open up about a centimeter and a half. So that's what we did. We put another little pill inside me to induce me, and I only opened up to 3 centimeters, so that's only a centimeter and a half. So with that being said, the following morning came. They were like, look, we're gonna put the epidural, and then we're gonna put another pill inside you to see if you'll open up more. I did not want the epidural. So mind you, I went into the hospital thinking I'm not gonna get an epidural. I'm gonna go all natural, and I don't care what it takes. I do not care. Why? I did not want to put any type of medicine into my body where it could affect my son. Or I don't like taking medicine, so I didn't think I needed the epidural. Okay, it was the worst decision to ever get an epidural, especially when people are trying to peer pressure you. I had nurses and doctors coming in and out of my room trying to, you know, look, you need to get it, I don't care, like, you need it. And that put things into my baby daddy's mind, and he's sitting there, he's like, look, it's up to you, but, you know, this is about our kid, and I want to make sure he's okay, so I'm going to go with what the doctor said, but this is your body. So this is up to you, and that broke me inside. So I ended up being like, all right, cool, like, I'm just gonna get it. All right, I got it in. Okay, I had got it in around 5 o'clock when the anesthesiologist came in. 6 o'clock came by. I was numb. Mind you, they were still giving me magnesium to get my blood pressure down. It was not going down. Baby was already head down. They had to do an ultrasound. That's how I know, just to make sure everything was fine. Then at around 7 o'clock, they induced me again. I only opened up to about 3 centimeters and a half. It did not look like I was gonna inducing, because I guess they have like 2 inducements. So like the first one, it's every 12 hours, and then the other one, it's like every 4 hours, I believe. That last one they gave me every 4 hours, and it did not go nowhere. It did not help. It was working like the 12-hour one. And like, I just felt sicker. I just started feeling really sick. That same night when I told them I was starting feeling really sick, I just couldn't feel anything in my body. they checked my toes. I started getting really swollen from all the water I was retaining, because they were like giving me the little tube thing. That's how they were giving me some stuff. And mind you, I could not eat, and I was in the hospital for 4 days. All they did was induce me. Did not work. They did the epidural, the magnesium. Okay, so the 24th comes. Whatever date comes, and my epidural's like wearing off, and they continued giving me more anesthesia, and it was not working. They just wanted to see what would happen. They did an ultrasound. Baby was head down. They were like, look, now you're really putting pressure on the baby. They were like, we need to figure out something. And I was like, look, like, I just want to wait it off. I'm not feeling good. And everyone was like, look, just fall asleep. You need to go to sleep, and I could not sleep. I felt sick. I felt so sad. And, this is not what I wanted in the hospital. I was thinking, this is not what I want. I do not want this. Sure enough, the 26th came at 5 o'clock at night. My mom was there, my grandma was there, my mother-in-law came, my sisters-in-law, everyone freaking came. I'm only allowed to have 3 people in my room, and I have anxiety, but I don't think anyone like realized what was really going on. A lot of people ended up coming into my room, almost the whole family, so that whole room was packed. The doctor was like, well, my sister-in-law, she's my best friend. She came to say hi to me, and then out of nowhere, I remember I just started going into like a panic attack. I could not breathe. I was really anxious. I did not know what to do with so many people in my room, and I yelled and I told everybody, get out, like, I cannot breathe. I need you guys all to leave. And I remember saying that, and my best friend, she went to the nurse. She was like, is this normal? And everyone ignored her because everyone was too busy talking about what was happening. No one was really paying attention to the way I felt. My boyfriend was kind of like in the mix with everyone too. So don't go biting his head off because he wasn't by me. But like, the doctor came in and she was like, look, you need a C-section. She was like, the baby's head down. He's been in there, over 48 hours just sitting head down. We need you to have a C-section. And I was like, all right, like, give me some time, and, I just need to prepare a little. And she was like, yeah, take your time, I started breathing even harder. Everyone left. No, not everyone left. Everyone was just talking louder and louder. And I just started crying. I remember crying, and I had gotten a panic attack, and I could not breathe for the life of me. My best friend had called the nurse. The nurse came back. And I just remember she was like, look, everyone needs to leave, and everyone ended up leaving, and I could not breathe. And I remember everyone just watching me, and it's like, I did not want to deliver my son like this, wanted the best for my son, and the fact that I had to have a C-section with all this pain medication, with everything just on top of me, where I did not feel good and I could not make a straight decision, really freaking hurt. Because all I wanted was the best for my son. I was going into cardiac arrest. I was having a cardiac arrest, yes. Fast track came, or it was like this immediate medical assistant thing. They came, they checked me, they took me into the C-section room. My boyfriend followed. They did not let him in, of course. They just let him follow me down to the C-section room. I remember laying there and crying and crying and crying, and I was just thinking the worst, like, my son is not gonna make it out of here, and neither am I, and it was just the hardest thing to go through. Of the nurses, I had her for like 2 days. She was like, look, everything's gonna be fine, and I could not calm down. one of the other nurses, they came. I was breathing on the mask, you know, they're like, look, I'm gonna put it a little higher, I need you to deep breathe. And I did. Nothing happened. They did it again. Nothing happened. That third time, I did another deep breathe, and I passed out, and I don't remember anything from there. Up until when I woke up. I woke up with a lady, one of the other nurses in the recovery area. She was pulling up the bandage around me. So it's kind of like a faja, a waist trainer they put on your stomach, so your stomach could go back down and, you know, be more comfortable. She was fixing me, and I remember waking up crying because all I felt was pain, and no one was near me. I just felt so lonely. About 20 minutes into me just sitting there, you know, asking her, like, what happened? How's my baby? Where's my son? You know, I was like, where is he? She was like, oh, he's in ICU. And I was like, what are you talking about? She was like, yeah, like, he's in NICU right now. He's fine. He's in good hands. And I was just like, no, like, I need to see my son. I need to see him now. And she was like, you can't. You have to wait. I see my mom walking down the hall. I wasn't expecting her. I was kind of expecting my boyfriend to be like, look, our son's fine, you know? But it wasn't her. My mom came, and she was like, Ivana, she was like, he is so handsome. And I just could not wait. Once I heard that, I was like, I cannot wait to hold my child. That's my kid. And I really, really hope you get to see him soon. I didn't even get to meet my son that night. I did not meet my son for 2 days. 2 days passed, and that morning I asked if I can go see my son, and they were like, let me make sure it's okay. And I was like, sure, like, go ahead, just let me know as soon as possible. 5 minutes in, they were like, look, you can go see your son. I went in, I seen him, and it was just the happiest thing ever. When I mean true love, my son is my true love. I seen him, and oh, my heart, I've never felt this feeling before. It's true love when you actually meet your child. And for all moms that are out there, I'm sure you guys know, you know, and if you guys don't have kids, you will soon experience it, and it's such an amazing feeling. My son came out limp. I wasn't conscious for most of the time. But my son was born September 26th, 2018 at 7:10 p.m. And he came out limp, you know, he was in the hospital. I got released 4 days after that. And I went home, I got dressed. I showered, I got dressed, and I was like, look, can you take me back to the hospital? I told my boyfriend, and he was like, yeah. I was like, I'm gonna pack a bag because I'm gonna stay that night. My son was in an incubator, and so in pediatrics, they took my son because he was okay, like, he didn't need to be in NICU no more. He was in there, and obviously I had packed that bag to stay that night, and I could not do it. I could not see my son in that incubator with other mommies around taking care of their babies, you know, and they're able to hold their kid. I was so limited to touching my kid because of all that medicine. And I think back on that day like, man, if I would have never took this medication, or if I would have never done this, you know, maybe he would have came out perfectly fine. And I carry that burden on myself because I feel as if that was my fault, you know. And as a mother, you know, there's certain things you wish weren't done, or, you know, wish you could do better, and you always want better for your kids. So my son is now 3 months. He's going on 4 in about 2 weeks. And I could not stress this enough. He is truly a miracle. And when I mean that, I literally mean he is such a miracle. I was not supposed to make it out of that delivery room. But I did. And I'm very thankful for that because my son came out very healthy. He's also a preemie. My due date wasn't until November 4th. I had him September 26th, so about a whole month and a half early I had him. And doctors always tell me, you know, he's about the healthiest preemie they've ever seen. He is just so healthy. He's really big for 3 months as well. You know what? I just, you know, I thank God every day, you know. Thank you for sending me such a blessing and making sure he came out great, you know, making sure he was fine. That's the end of my story time. If you guys would like more story times, comment down below. How I got pregnant, how was my pregnancy video, or how I met my boyfriend. Whatever one you like, go ahead and comment down below. Go ahead and turn on the notification bar, subscribe to my channel, and go ahead and like this video. Thank you.